Konbanwa, I'm Cyber Kunoichi Usagi.
I'm Jade, the prettiest boxer with cybernetic punches.
Tonight we delve into a true account of terror, a decade-old scar from the heart of rural Japan, the legend of Hasshaku-sama.
Ugh, another horror story? You know I'm a total wimp. I'm gonna start invoicing you for these reactions.
I'll settle the bill once we're famous and rolling in it.
Yeah, right. Like that's ever gonna happen.
Our narrator, then a high school student, regularly visited his grandparents' remote farmhouse by motorbike. His last visit was 10 years ago, during spring break, and he hasn't returned since. The reason is simple. He saw her. It was early spring break, a typical lazy afternoon. Our narrator was relaxing on the Ngawa, the traditional veranda, when a peculiar sound reached his ears. Po-po-po, a soft, rhythmic, unsettling chant. He looked towards the garden, and there, beyond the 2-meter-high hedge, stood a woman. She wore a white dress and a wide-brimmed hat. The hedge, nearly 7 feet tall, barely reached her shoulders. Her height was unnatural, disturbing. Before he could process the impossible scale, she vanished. He dismissed it as an oddity, a mistake. But when he casually mentioned the tall woman and her po-po-po sound to his grandparents, their relaxed demeanor shattered. His grandfather, usually calm, became frantic, peppering him with questions. Then, a chilling phone call. "I cannot let him leave today," his grandfather stated, before roaring off in his K-truck. His grandmother, with a face etched in fear, explained he had seen Hasshaku-sama. An entity of immense height, she appears every few years, marking her victims for death within days, the grandmother whispered. She was sealed within the village by 4 Jizo statues. Soon his grandfather returned with an old woman named A. She handed our narrator a charm. He was then led to an upstairs room. The windows were meticulously covered with newspaper, secured with more charms. Piles of purifying salt stood in the 4 corners, and a Buddhist statue was placed prominently. His only instruction: remain in this room with the charm, and do not step outside until 7 a.m. the next morning. Trembling, he ate his dinner in that sealed room. Sleep eventually claimed him, but not for long. Around 1 a.m., a soft tap. Tap, tap, tap. He woke, his heart pounding. "It's just the wind," he tried to convince himself. Then, from beyond the locked door, a voice, eerily similar to his grandfather's. "If you're scared, you don't have to push yourself. You can come over here." He reached for the doorknob, compelled. But the stern warning, "Never leave this room," echoed in his mind. He glanced at the salt. All 4 piles were pitch black. And then the chilling "po, po, po" resonated from just outside the window. He clung to the Buddhist statue, fear finally consuming him, and somehow drifted back into unconsciousness. When he awoke around 7 a.m., the tapping and the voice were gone, but the blackened salt remained. His grandparents insisted he get into a minivan parked outside. Inside were his father, old woman A, and several unknown men. "Keep your eyes closed and look down until we tell you. It's okay," they instructed. The procession began, his grandfather's K-truck leading, then the minivan with our narrator, followed by his father's car. As they slowly moved, a horrifying presence appeared. Hasshaku-sama. She ran alongside the van, tapping, her impossible height pressing against the window, trying to peer inside. The adults chanted sutras. Eventually the sounds faded. His grandfather, finally breathing a sigh of relief, and explained. The men in the van were all blood relatives, gathered to divert Hasshaku-sama's attention, even for a moment. He spoke of his father's childhood friend, taken by Hasshaku-sama, and others forced to relocate. Both he and our narrator's father had been prepared to sacrifice themselves as a decoy. "Never return to this place," his grandfather commanded, before driving him home. He kept his promise. His grandfather continually warned him to stay away. 2 years ago, his grandfather passed, and our narrator could not even attend the funeral. Now, 10 years later, his grandmother called. The Jizo statues, the ancient seals, have been destroyed by unknown hands. He claims to believe it's mere superstition now, but admits to being deeply concerned. The forum thread closes there, a reminder that some horrors, once glimpsed, never truly leave you.
Wait! Senpai, you can't just end the report there. That's literally the worst possible ending. So you're telling me the statues are gone? The only thing keeping that 8-foot-tall nightmare away is broken? That's not just a cliffhanger, that's a death sentence. I'm actually shaking right now. I'm sleeping with all the lights on tonight. If I hear so much as a po, you'd better be at my door in 5 seconds. No excuses.
Fascinating deep dives into the Hasshaku-sama mythos. 1. The true nature of the sound. The eerie po sound she makes is one of her most terrifying traits. Some theories suggest this isn't just a laugh or a mechanical noise, but a language from the other side. The idea is that she is speaking at a frequency humans aren't supposed to hear. Once your brain recognizes it as a voice, your mental wavelength syncs with hers, allowing her to track you no matter where you hide. 2. Why the white dress and straw hat? This design is a masterclass in midday horror. While most ghosts prefer the dark, Hasshaku-sama appears under the blazing summer sun in rural Japan. The white dress evokes the image of shinizoku, Japanese funeral kimonos. The straw hat used to hide her face. Legend says, looking directly at her true form can cause a person to lose their mind. This visual of a distorted entity in a nostalgic landscape is a huge reason why she is often compared to the Western Slender Man. 3. The broken seal of the Jizo statues. In the original story, she was actually imprisoned in a specific region by 4 Jizo statues placed at the borders. The horror begins because one of these statues was broken, weakening the seal. In Japanese folklore, Jizo statues often serve as boundary protectors between our world and the afterlife. Breaking one is the classic point of no return that releases the ancient evil. 4. Modern interpretations, from horror to icon. Interestingly, Hasshaku-sama has evolved beyond just a scary story in modern internet culture. The large woman trope. Some fans have moved past the fear and now view her as a cool, giant protector figure.
A 10-foot lady who towers over everyone? Honestly, that's a vibe. But if she po-po-pos in my ear at 3 a.m., my hydraulic fist won't care how tall she is.
Do you think you can punch a ghost?
Oh boy.
That's a wrap for today's video.
Thank you for watching.
Love ya!